here are 5 stupid things I've noticed about the religious right. It's a carnival of stupidity. The religious right here in the United States, also known as the Christian right, and including organizations such as the Christian Coalition, Focus on the Family, and the Family Research Council, is first and foremost a pack of loud, bigoted idiots. It was founded, and to a large extent is still driven, by the likes of Pat Robertson, James Dobson, the late Jerry Falwell, and the various Bob Joneses, men who have often adopted the honorific doctor for themselves while spending the money and energy of their supporters to oppose cultural progress and fight knowledge with ignorance. And making matters worse, that effort has actually paid off for the American Christian right in a big way, because it controls one of the 2 major American political parties. Though it has roots reaching back into the early 20th century, the modern American religious right didn't truly come into its own as a major political movement until 1980, when it was instrumental in the election of Ronald Reagan as President of the United States. Ever since then, the Republican Party has unofficially been the property of religious conservatives. All of the issues that are reliably used by Republican politicians to rally voters, opposition to abortion, ambivalence at best, and hostility at worst to women, LGBT people, immigrants, and racial minorities, resistance of secularization, are all issues of utmost importance to the Ralph Reeds and Gary Bowers of the world. And making the religious right's influence over the Republican Party even worse is the fact that it doesn't stop there. It's treated with too much deference by its political opponents. The religious right's dominance of the Republican Party is so intimidating that even most liberal Democrats, the movement's natural adversaries, give it a wide berth. Since Jimmy Carter, the last Democratic presidential candidate to attract significant support from within the religious right, virtually every prominent Democratic politician has gone out of his or her way to stress the importance of their personal faith, even while opposing the religious right on virtually every issue. The control of one major party and the fear and respect of the other major party in a 2-party system. That makes the religious right the most powerful special interest group in all of American politics, among the groups whose agendas aren't constructed exclusively around gun ownership, anyway. It makes Christianity worse. You'd never know it from watching the 700 Club, but there are many Christians who don't view challenging the establishment clause or pushing for the inclusion of creationism in science classes as central tenets of their faith. I can't imagine most of those Christians are very pleased by the thought that the public perception of their religion is largely defined by some of the biggest assholes on the planet. I'm an atheist, so I'll have certain fundamental disagreements with any Christian, no matter how liberal, but I recognize that many Christians view their faith as a motivation to go out and help the needy and stand up for the disadvantaged, and to work on a daily basis to improve their churches and their communities. And then there are these guys, who would love nothing more than to wind their religion back a century or 4, and drag the rest of the world with it. It impedes social progress. The religious right has spent the last 3 decades pulling us in the wrong direction, and it is a testament to the determination of those fighting for social progress that we have continued to move forward and succeeded in building a more tolerant society than the one the religious right sought to control in 1980, the year I was born. But that struggle to make the world a better place is never over. It continues, and the enemy in that struggle is the ignorance and fear embodied by the leaders of the religious right. And I know they just look like a bunch of tired old men, but I am telling you, do not be fooled. I know that Falwell dropped off a few years ago, but I would bet that the rest of these guys are going to live to be a fucking 100. Why is it always the super religious ones who are so reluctant to die? The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.